DJ Reptiles.
DIY snake rack build. 4 of them. So here are the blueprints of the first racks. It's going to be 10 high and then a 6 high using the VE tubs. I'll be able to fit 3 VE 11s across and 16 high, which would be nice. Here's the blueprint showing how I plan out doing all of my cuts. This one over here, this is going to be the next rack that I'm going to do 2 of. It's going to fit FB8s or V18s, and I'll be able to fit 3 across, 10 high on each of them. So, Walmart, awesome, $1.37 for the extension cords, and I got a bunch. So we got our melamine, and now it's time to work. So we got started, and then hit a delay. Some sheetrockers had to step in and do some sheetrocking, and that's what they did. And then we got to business. Cut, route. So me and Junior were on one side doing the routing, while George and Pat were doing the cuts on the other side. And the whole idea was to cut everything and get everything routed for the VE rack, so that we can at least start building the VE rack today. And as you know, if anyone's built any of these, it's time consuming. But eventually you get there, and then it's building time. So I was going to solder up all the heat tape, and then I realized, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just build this sucker. So we did. We started with the 6 high, and we used some fancy wood glue that is indestructible. And then with the nail gun, and then finished it off with screws. And yeah, now it starts coming along. I used a 0.2 inch like board to set my height, and then I took over at home building the other one, flying solo. Shout out to JDI, the JDI Pythons sent me that shirt. Thanks a lot, man, appreciate it. I won it on a live stream, and it's kind of just picking away. You know, take your time, make sure that everything's good, make sure your tubs are sliding in and out nice and smooth as you mount. And you know, it's not a race, just do it right once. You don't have to go back. Junior's over there measuring for some reason. Oh, we saw that. You see Amanda? See, she is real. She is real. So now we're getting close. And I have to use a step stool because I'm a short, fat guy. Alright, we're getting there. And then I decide, you know what? Screw this nail gun. It's not working for me. Let's go back to just doing screws. So, yeah. Now it's time to throw some wheels on it. Little casters, 1-inch casters, cute little suckers. In the future, I will put a plate, because the melamine, that's a lot of weight on those points. Now over here, originally I was going to go with a cap, but I had a lot of extra room, so I decided, screw this, I'm cutting that sucker right in my living room, and then I'll just shave the edges off the top. And that's what I did. And yeah, it worked. The cap would have been nicer. George was right. But I didn't have the patience. It's the truth. That's the truth. So now I'm using this little tool. Vroom, vroom, vroom. The damn blade went dull on me. So I gave up. And off camera, I get a circular saw and cut it. So there's our 10 high. It looks nice. And now it's time to put heat on the 10 high and the 6 high. So I'll have David take that off, put a little chokehold. And now it's time to set everything up. As you can see, my house is a madhouse. So the plan that I went with was I did the bottom 4 shelves on one zone, and then the top 6 shelves on another zone, and then the 6 high on the top will be another zone, but it's actually going to be on the same zone, the 2 top ones. The key thing is especially when you live in a cold area like New York, you want to be able to have the control of the zones closest to the floor, because heat rises, it's naturally colder, especially in the wintertime. So you want to make sure that, or at least I do, that the bottom 4 shelves is on its own zone, because I feel like by the time it hits knee height, the temperature kind of balances out somewhat. So we did that. I did my solders. Now it's the fun part, doing the aluminum tape, which is not fun. I mean, I guess it was fun the first time I did it, but I built a lot of racks. I don't know. You get good after a while, and when it's like times 30, it makes it look a lot faster, because it takes forever. So now we're just about done. I gotta just cut little notches for the extension cords to come out, so it comes out all nice and clean. Mounted the back on. Everything looked good, and yeah, this is like the point where it's like the excitement. The rack is built. Now it's time to start getting tubs ready. So pry them all apart, and then it's time to let the little kiddos fill it up. Junior's the man. He knows how much substrate to put in. And Jenny helps and gets in the way.
All right. Special thanks to Jason, Canadian Reptile Adventures. Look at that. I want to get out. Nope, I can't get out. Oh, it's so nice. Lock it up. I like it.
Alright guys, so sorry it's been a busy week building racks, but I'll give you a sneak peek on what the next video is going to be. This is a VE rack that I built, and it goes right to the ceiling. Did it with melamine. Lots of tubs, 16 and 16. Lots of space for my girls. Yeah. So this is 2 racks I built. It's a 10 high and then a 6 high.
So now it's time for the next rack. Now I'm showing you how I do the jig, pretty much, for using the router, and it works out nice. Everything's all measured. All I have to do is screw these guides in and drag the router back and forth so it's nice and clean. And that's a lot faster than the real speed, as well as I had to do 20 sheets, so that was fun. So I have good news and bad news. Good news is we're already up to doing heat tape. The bad news is I recorded this, but somehow Junior did not get it in the video. So there are the 2 racks built. And now, once again, measuring the heat tape, making sure everything's all good. Then I'll solder and then tape it down. So I don't use any type of clamps or anything. I use a flat edge of my soldering iron. Melt it back to expose the copper. Put solder on that first, and then the wires. I preset them and put solder on the wires, so that when it's time to attach it to the tape, it's as easy as just putting it on top, heating it up, and you'll get your perfect bond. See right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Once again, phone going off. It always does. So a big part of when you're putting the aluminum tape down is to prep. I do three sizes. I do the long size, that'll be the final strip, and then I do a medium size and a small size, just so that I can tack it down and then do the big strip. And the edges, you can see I'm covering the exposed wires with electrical tape so I don't shock myself or anything. So as you can see, I just use the initial smaller pieces just to tack it in, and then I hit it with the full-size strips so it looks pretty. And the heat appears to be working. We lifted that sucker up because I didn't want to be laying down on the ground doing it. Fat people don't like to lay down and do work. We want to lay down and sleep. And it was a smart idea because I can do it. I can actually see what I'm doing. Even though I was afraid that this rack was going to rip through the table. And Amanda cameo. Yep, she was there. I hope you didn't blink. Now back to action, Junior. My boy. This kid, man, he's so good. I'm so proud of him. He's such a big help. Now we just need him to get good grades at school. Snake Man Exotics.
Here are the other two racks I built. Alright, so there's the rack. There she is. A little brighter. So it's almost full already. We moved a bunch of snakes in, and we got all the snakes that are for sale. And you'll see one that you like. Oh, this isn't clear. There you go. Now it's clear. Excuse my voice, I feel like absolute dog shit, but the show must go on, so yeah, those are all my holdbacks and 2020 purchases. So this is the 210 highs that can fit 3 FB8s or 1 FB8, 3 FB5s, 1 FB8, and also 1 FB8, 1 V35S. So I'm just waiting for Freedom Breeder to come out with their version of the V35S, because when they do, I'll make an easier decision about replacing this rack, which is 6 quart with a row of 15 quarts. So this is the one rack, and I'll be right back with the other rack. Alright, so here's the other rack. 16 high. It's so this rack is with the VE tubs, which are deeper and bigger, deeper and taller, and yeah, I like them. A lot bigger, a lot more room for the snakes. Fit a larger snake in it. I still haven't cleaned up. I just did it quick with a Sharpie and it came back with a paint marker. But you know, animals can get big in these tubs. I don't know if I would breed them in it, but I could definitely Grow them out in it to a decent size. Let's see. What do we got there? I think she's trying to tell me something. She's of weight. Well, it's time to edit. I gotta run. I can barely talk. I'm beat. We got a snowstorm coming tomorrow. So, hope you like the video. Peace out.
I just want to take the time to thank everyone who watched this video to the end. Please like, follow, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And you can also check me out on Instagram and Facebook. Peace.